What's happening? What's happening? And what's going on? How we doing, people? How are we doing? It's been a pretty good day, other than having to go out. I just got back from a little meeting. But it's been a pretty good day, other than, the snow and all that stuff. I thought we were done with that, but I guess we're not. Well, hopefully this is the last snowfall that we get. Not that we had a lot this year, which, to me, I'm always good. I'm always good. I'm always good either way we go, whether we have a lot of snow or whether we have just a little bit of snow. So it's according on what hits out there, right? But I guess in some areas they got a lot of snow. In other areas they didn't get as much snow. And that's okay. That's all right. There's enough out there the kids can go out and enjoy themselves and have a good time. My grandson was all happy because they didn't have school. The snow was supposed to be so bad, the schools let out. So my grandson, he was all happy about that. Anytime they have a snow day, as if they don't get enough days off already. But when they have them snow days, all the kids get all excited because they get to stay home and be on their phones. They don't have anything else to do except for be on their phones. But anyway, how you doing? I hope everybody had an awesome day. And if your day isn't over yet, I hope it's going good for you. Whichever way you go. But anyway, hey, so last night, I did not watch the Get Up president doing what they usually do. I didn't watch that. I was too busy watching Love at First Sight. So I had to catch up on that to watch that. And then all of a sudden my phone starts blowing up. And apparently, the Democrats was losing their mind. I videotaped it. So after I was done watching Love at First Sight, because it was a Minneapolis edition of Love at First Sight. So all of these people are in Minneapolis and all this here type of stuff. So that's one of the I watched the show regardless. I'm not going to lie about that. Like I told y'all, I'm a reality show junkie. Seriously. If y'all trust me when I say that. But it was the Minneapolis edition, and so, or Minnesota edition, whichever way they want to call it. So I wanted to check that out versus watching what was going on in D.C. But I did videotape it, right? But during that, my phone started going off. And, did you see what's going on? Did you see what happened? And I'm like, I have zero clue what's going on. So I said, well, after my show is over with, I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna check it out. So I did. I went over and started listening to everything, and I'm sitting here. What in the heck is the Democrats doing? What somebody make me understand what you can't. Hold on before I get started here. Because I've been trying to work on to see where my comments are. But I think I did something because I got a bigger screen over here. I call myself needed because these things don't work as well. So, but I don't have my comments. So if you comment or if you got something to say, just put it on my normal page. I got to fix that light. I said I was going to do that last time I was down here, and I didn't do it. But if you got something to say, just put it on my normal page here. But I'm trying to figure out what was going on, what was happening with my light again, but with the Democrats. And I'm like, with the little placards or whatever you call them things, as if they were at a silent auction or something. So I thought that was pretty funny. I was cracking up at that whole situation, right? And then you had the situation where what's his face stood up and he was yelling and screaming about Medicare and all this here type of stuff. So if that's a something of the future is about to happen if Trump and Elon is up there talking about messing with our Medicare and things of that sort. So, coming from a person who already pay an enormous bill right now, trust me when I say this, when I say that, who have a pre-existing condition, who, because my kidneys don't work, right? So I have to buy a month supply of all the solution that goes to this machine to clean my blood. And trust me when I say that costs a lot of money. A lot of money. Not only that, but then I got my pens that I have to do for my diabetes because my kidneys are not working. And then I got my normal medicine that I have. So So under Biden, I don't know about you, but a lot of my prescription, everyday prescription drugs, did not cost that much. That's not where we go broke almost every month. We go broke every month when it comes to my dialysis. Okay, I don't know if you know anybody that's on dialysis, or if you know somebody who's been on, but if you know somebody, you ask them what the cost is for your monthly supply. Ask them what the cost. Somebody who does it at home. Not at, I only go to the facility twice a week. Twice a month. But I do my dialysis at home. So if Elon and Trump are about to do anything as far as with the healthcare system, y'all need to cut it out. Y'all need to cut it, because right now everything is going like this. I can somewhat afford it, but if not, I will be putting up a GoFundMe. No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Because I didn't vote for this. I didn't. Now, if y'all voted for it, when I put my GoFundMe up there, contribute to it. So I can pay for my dialysis. To some of us, right, it matters what they do to the healthcare system here. Some of us, it matters. If you're not going to make it better, if you're not going to make healthcare free for everybody, then keep your hands off of it. You can say what you want. Oh, Obamacare. No, Obamacare didn't do nothing to you. Y'all still can't get over there was a black man in the damn White House. And until you come to grips with that, then everything is going to be about Obama had nothing. Obamacare this, Obamacare that. I don't even, because I deal with too many poor people who love Obamacare because they finally get some type of health care. So I don't want to hear that lie. It's a lie. You've been lying to yourself, and you use the lie all the time instead of just saying, I can't fathom that there was a black man in the White House. So if you're gonna throw stones, then throw the right stone. Don't lie about it. Stop lying about it. I've caught so many people in a lie here lately. It's not even funny. Just be open. Just be open. That's what I'm saying. I would rather know what the snakes are than not. If you're a snake, I can deal with you. We can have a conversation. It's the ones that hide behind a little emoji. Get up. But the only thing I'm saying is, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, some of us need health care. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you don't have elders. You don't have an elderly mama, elderly dad. Maybe you don't have somebody in your family who's sick. Unfortunately, I am one of those people who's sick. And if y'all sit there and tell me that you sent Elon and Donald Trump to the White House to mess with our health care, then when I put up my GoFundMe because I will not be able to afford my health care. I want you all to pitch in and help me out. I'm not kidding. I am being dead serious. Dead serious. So if that's what that man was screaming about, and they kicked him out, I would have walked out right along with him. Right along. I don't want to hear no decorum. Because when Marjorie Taylor Greene and that other chick, Boebert, was acting a fool, nobody kicked them out. So don't be hypocrites. That's all I'm saying. Don't be hypocrites. If you're not going to say anything about them two, then don't say anything about him. Hush it. Nope. Stop. That's what I'm saying. See, and this is what I tell you about. You all got to be up under these parties. That's why I can talk about anybody I want to, because I'm not beholden to a party. That's why I piss off the Republicans and I piss off the Democrats. I'm not beholden to a party. I'm not. You ain't never gonna see me on here unless they do something that's supposed to be. Unless they do something that they're supposed to do and make happen and make work, then I'm on board with them. But if you're gonna screw a bunch of people out of their health care, you're gonna have elderly people who are sick and they're scared right now. That's not America first. America first, I thought we were supposed to take care of our people. We were supposed to take care of our sick and our veterans. Come to find out, they're firing 800. Look, I drive veterans to the VA right there over by Snelling. And you drive up there and you got all of these veterans just sitting in the hallway. Why? Because they don't have enough people. Hold on. They don't have enough people to do it. And then you're going to tell me you're going to fire 800 and you're looking to slash more. And they're people that's in the hallways waiting to be seen. Veterans. You got veterans that won't even go to the veterans hospital because they go, it takes too long. This is the thing that I say all the time. If you're not going to put your time into it, then don't talk about it. Then don't do anything with it. Leave it alone. Don't just come in and tear it up. Oh, I'm going to tear it up to see what, and then rebuild it. To what? You don't have a plan. You don't have a plan. So there's no reason for you to tear it up. Get a plan first. See if that plan is going to be better, and then you redo it. Don't just come in just knocking stuff down. 800 people have been booted to the curb. And veterans are waiting in the halls to be seen. No. These are things I've seen with my own eyes. I'm not telling you something that I heard on Fox News. I'm not telling you something I heard on CNN. I'm telling you what I've seen with my own eyes. Look, if I don't see it, know it for sure, y'all know I ain't giving it to you. I've got to see it. I got to know it because I know how Twitter works. See, it's funny how people on Twitter always ask you for a source, but they never have sources. I was going back and forth with some dude today on Twitter. We was getting into the whole, what that old line what white people love to use is what Trump done for black people. That always get me. Always. They love to throw that up in your face. What Trump done for black people. But then when you showed, literally, I showed this dude facts because I knew I had to. I showed him facts and he turns around and go, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. That's usually what you get when you're dealing with a Trump supporter, right? Trump supporters only believe what Trump tells them. They don't believe nothing else. You can show them. I can sit here and go, in my backyard right now, I've got snow. I go out and make a snowball. I come in the house and I put that snowball throw that snowball, and it hits a Trump supporter in the face. He watched me go outside. He watched me make it. He watched me come back in, and then he watched me hit him in the face with that very snowball. He'll sit there and go, how do I know that was a real snowball? And y'all know it. Come on, don't stop. Seriously. Y'all know exactly what I just said is true. You know it. Until Trump tells him that's a snowball, he don't know it's a snowball. It's that type of mindset, that type of mind attitude that I sit there and say that's why I don't believe in parties, because people get to the point to where everything is just not true. Nothing that's is said is true, right? At all. So, hey, Larry, you want to come say hi? Well, you come say hi. There's a wifey. Just came down.
Hi.
There you go. I like it. That'll work.
Does it look better than when she did it?
Yeah, it looks like when you came in the house. Somewhat. It's more curlier. Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a deal. Okay. So, yeah. Wife just got a haircut. So we go through this thing, right? When she gets her haircut, and then she has to do it in so many different ways, and I got to give her a thumbs up or thumb down if she did it okay. So that's what that was about. But anyway, hey, guys, trust me when I say this here, right? I mean, this is coming from somebody that done this for 36 years. Do what they say. You want a good life? You want a good wife? True. Happy wife, happy life. It took me a minute to learn that, but I tell you what, right now, I got a good life. I've got a good life. I don't worry about nothing. I don't have to worry about nothing at all. I posted something on there where I was saying how, a good marriage is when one person books the flight, books the tickets, books the car rental, books the hotel, and the other person go, where we going? That's me. Where we going? She tells me where we going. I go, get in the car, drive to the airport, we get on a plane, we land somewhere, and I go, ooh, great. That's all I do. I think I don't even pack my own suitcase. I just show up, man. That's my whole thing. I'm just gonna show up, and then when she says do this, I get it done, and everything else is good. I'm just throwing that out there to some guys who haven't figured it out yet. Like I said, it took me a while to get it right. I'm just helping you. It's gonna take you a while to get it right, but if you start now, it won't be as long as it was with me. But anyway. As I was saying, we're at a point in politics to where, like I said, it's either you're on this side or you're on this side, and it's like there's no coming together to make things work or to make things happen or to make just like what the Democrats did, right? So then the next thing I saw was the little kid. Right? The little kid who wanted to be a police officer or special agent or whatever. And the Democrats decide that no matter what Trump does, we're not going to acknowledge him at all. At all. And then I go on Facebook and Twitter and a few other of these little apps, And I'm noticing there's a divide even there with some people saying, good, the Democrats shouldn't have stood up. They shouldn't have clapped for this little boy. And then you had people on the other side going, oh, look at the Democrats. They're blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. And then you had people going, well, the Democrats shouldn't be standing up because that was just a ploy. This little boy, Trump just used this little boy, found a little black boy, and used somewhat like what they did at the White House. And Trump had all them black people come to the White House, and none of those black people that came to the White House is in the black community, working for the black community, working with, doing anything for it. They're not raising money. They're not doing anything. All them black people that was at that White House have nothing to do with the black community, but Trump decided to bring them up to the White House and celebrate black history. And half of them that was up there dog black people. Literally put white people down to get to where they are. That little CJ Pearson kid. When he was younger and he was called himself coming up, and he wanted to be a Candace Owens wannabe, and he dogged the black community. Mostly half of them up there dogged the black community. And y'all made them who they are. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You guys did. Black people didn't. I ain't talking about my black people on here. So you know who I'm talking about. Because y'all made Candace Owens. You can say what you want, how you want, when you want. Y'all made Candace Owens. I can tell you that straight up. Because I can show you the picture when I actually met her, when I was face to face with her. And I asked her to come down to North Minneapolis and walk the streets with me, because the people she's talking about are those people down there. And I've never heard from Candace. Ever. I got the picture. I'll show you. I handed her my card. Asked her to call me. Have her people get in touch with me. And then I want her to come back to Minneapolis. This is right before, when George Floyd was going on, the whole nine. When she came down here to downtown Minneapolis, and they had this big gala and all this here type of stuff, right? I'd asked her to come down there. So this little boy that's now got everybody somewhat divided, I would say, regardless of how you felt, what they thought, the Democrats were in the wrong. I understand what a lot of them saying. I get it. I get it. But you got to put that aside, because it wasn't about you and it wasn't about Trump. It was about that little boy. At the end of the day, we can be, bipartisan and all this here. It was not about Trump. It was not about the Democrats. It was about the moment. So what the Democrats did was take a moment from a little boy. From a little boy. We don't know. Tomorrow, that could be it for that little boy. And the Democratic Party, with their silly asses, decided that they're going to sit on this little boy and not give him any type of praise. That is pathetic. That's a low down, dirty piece of crappy few words that I can't say because y'all will get mad at me. But y'all know what I want to say. You'll know what I want to call them, and you know what they are. They're piss poor pathetic. That's about as close as I can get to saying what I really want to say right now. But that situation was not about the Democrats. That was about that little boy. I don't care anything else Trump said throughout the night. If you didn't want to clap, that's cool. Because I watched, let's go back. Hold on. Let's go back. We got video of what they did to Obama. If you didn't want to get up for that, that's fine. But that little boy, y'all should have got your asses up. You should have got up. You should have shook his hands afterwards. You should have took pictures with him. whatever was going down, y'all should have been in that little boy's face. But because you're pathetic fools, that's what you did. I'm sitting there watching this whole thing going, they're not going to say, are you serious on this here? Are you serious? You know, because I thought it was funny because the Democrats here in Minnesota, when they were fighting for the rights for any male athlete to go and, win every sports in a girls' league, they started saying child of God. They literally started saying child of God. And I was like, wait a minute. Where did these Democrats come from? Because these Democrats don't never quote the Bible. They don't. Where did these Democrats come from? Oh, my goodness. Well, that group of Democrats that was in that building when that little boy was introduced are not childs of God. If you can sit your butt there and you can do what you did to that little boy, can't call yourself a child of God. And y'all don't really call yourselves a child of God most of the time anyway. So we get it. We understand what you did. I just think it was foolish. It was pathetic, man. You just don't do that to kids. Kids are off limits no matter what. Kids are off limits no matter what. Kids are off limits. So Democrats, you should have stood up, man. And you did not. No matter how you felt about Trump, no matter how Trump makes you feel and he gets you all upset and spellbound, it's cool. But kids, come on, man. Now, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Let me know. But to me, kids are off limits. Kids are off limits. You stand up for that kid. Period, point blank. Don't know how else to put it to you. But the rest of the night, rest of the time I'm watching this here thing, I'm listening to. No, hold on. Let me say one other thing about this, and then we're gonna be done with. We're gonna be done with it. It was to me, and then when he went on this rant and started complaining about that the Democrats are not clapping for him. Come on, man. You come on. You come on. You're better than that. You're old. You're old. You don't need. I mean, if it's at a point where you need people to pat you on the back, and you're gonna take time during your speech, come on, man. Nah, I'm sitting here going, I can't believe he's doing this. I can't believe he's doing it. If you want to call it, I'm calling out the Democrats, but nah, man, that's weak to me. That's why I sit here when people always come on here and say to me, well, Rev, aren't you going to block that person for what? No. I don't care what you say about me. People don't understand that when I say that. I get people on here all the time dogging me, calling me names, and I'm this, and I'm the worst person that they have ever met in their life. I don't care what you call me. I'm not here because here's what I do know. Same thing when I preach. There's going to be some people that's sitting out in those pews. In the congregation, sitting in those seats, that's going to hear every word that I have to say. And there's going to be some that what I say is going to resonate. And then there's just going to be some that just can't hear anything that I say. I know that. I realize that. But what I have to do is those who don't hear me, I have to get better. I have to strive to get better. I have to understand what don't they hear. To try to touch them, to try to get a message through to them. But I'm not going to be up in the pulpit talking about, can you please listen to me? Can you, when I'm shouting and when I get to my punch, can you just yell amen? Can you give me a hand clap? Can you run up and down the aisles and shout? I ain't doing all that. We'll figure it out. But I ain't begging you for nothing. I ain't begging you for nothing. If you done been to my church and you done heard me preach and you like what you hear, you're gonna come back. If not, more than likely you're gonna find someplace else to go. Or you're gonna say, I'm trying to understand you, preacher. I'm trying to understand. And then we can have a conversation and I'll see where the blockage is. And you know what? A lot of times I've worked it out. We can work it out. That problem that you had, we can work it out. But I'm not standing up in front of millions of TV and then begging the Democrats to clap for me. That, to me, that was weak. That was weak. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. Well, people who don't deal with a party can hear me now, but the people who are about a party, they can't. See how I did that? They can't hear me. They can't hear me. But anyway, so, I'm sure everybody saw it. That's just my 2 cents on what happened. There were some things that were said, and I don't believe. There's other things that was said. I believe. I think. Both sides, in a way, kind of act like a little children. That's what we're going to get. That's what we have. There's nothing we can do about that, right? So anyway, how much time we got? I think I can do this. Hold on. Let me play something for you here. I want to play this because I want to make sure that we all on the same page, and I want to make sure everybody hears it. All right, so this is 3 minutes and 14 minutes. 3 minutes, 3 minutes and 14 seconds long. This is Ben Shapiro. Okay. Because I definitely want to get this out of the way because, not only did Ben say something, but Elon Musk said something. And I'm sitting here going, where is this actually coming from? I mean, we are working on certain things to make the racial relationships better, and y'all want to do this? Hold on. So we're gonna play this here. I'm gonna let this play through. I may stop it. We'll see. All right.
If we are issuing pardons, however, there is one person that President Trump should pardon from federal charges forthwith. It would be incredibly controversial, but I think that it's absolutely necessary. That person is Derek Chauvin. President Trump should, in fact, pardon Derek Chauvin. He should pardon him his federal charges. If we are talking about reversing the evils of the last several years in American life, obviously COVID and its handling was a massive evil. Destroyed the economy, set us on a path to fiscal insanity, destroyed children, led to massive health-related cover-ups, just horrifying all the way around. And President Trump has taken on a lot of those things. But when it came to BLM, the inciting event for the BLM riots that caused $2 billion in property damage in the United States and set America's race relations on their worst footing in my lifetime, was in fact the railroading of Derek Chauvin in the death of George Floyd. The evidence demonstrates that Derek Chauvin did not in fact commit murder of George Floyd. George Floyd was high on fentanyl. He had a significant pre-existing heart condition. George Floyd was saying he could not breathe before he was even out of the car. He was in the car saying he could not breathe. Derek Chauvin, for large segments of even the tape that was shown, had his knee on George Floyd's shoulder or back, not on his neck. The autopsy of George Floyd showed that he had no damage to his trachea, that probably George Floyd died of excited delirium. There were no accusations, even at trial, that Derek Chauvin had committed a hate crime against George Floyd or that he targeted George Floyd because of his race. Nonetheless, on the basis of extraordinarily scanty evidence, and despite the fact that there was massive pressure on the jury, that the mayor of Minneapolis paid a settlement to the George Floyd family immediately, that the president of the United States suggested that Derek Chauvin was guilty right off the bat, that the jurors were being openly threatened and admitted as much. Despite all of that, Derek Chauvin was convicted on federal charges and pled guilty to federal charges. Derek Chauvin should, in fact, be pardoned on that. We'll be covering that a lot more in coming weeks because I think it is worthwhile to remember that there is a man who is rotting in prison because the media decided in the middle of 2020 that they were going to turn a tragic law enforcement stop that ended with the death of a man who had a significant problem with drugs and pre-existing health problems into the raison d'etre of the entire 2020 election. And it led to vast chaos. It led to, again, the destruction of racial comedy in the United States, $2 billion in property damage, and a guy rotting in prison who the evidence demonstrates certainly was not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in that case. If we're going to talk about delivering pardons, President Trump, I think, should really seriously consider pardoning on federal charges. He can't pardon on state charges Derek Chauvin, who is convicted of the murder of George Floyd. As I say, we will be covering this pretty extensively in the coming weeks. Right now, you should go to pardonderek.com and sign our petition asking President Trump to grant justice to Officer Derek Chauvin. That is pardon, P-A-R-D-O-N, Derek.com, P-A-R-D-O-N-D-E-R-E-K.com.
Okay, so hear me out.
All right. So that was your boy, Ben Shapiro. That's your boy. The one thing that I've always noticed about these so-called influencers, if that's what you guys calling them, I'll call them what you call them, is when they start losing, going downhill. And apparently he is, what I'm told. I don't listen to him. I don't know much really about him other than he used to hang out with Candace Owens. He helped make Candace Owens. And then when the snake turned around and bit him, he didn't know what to do. But apparently his brand and things like that are about to go downhill. All right. Ever since he lost Candace Owens, it's hard for them to get back on their feet. One of the things that I can tell you for facts about a lot of these influencers is when they start losing, one of the things they'll do is they'll go tap something black. Okay. You know that dude, Rod, that black dude, Rod. Let me show you something. The black dude, Rod Smith. So Rod Smith was basically on the outs. And then he goes to some party with Nick Fuentes, and Nick and his boys jump on him and call him gay and call him the N-word and all this here type of stuff, right? And then Rod runs to CNN. Then Rod figured, okay, I got to get back in here. And what do? He started attacking black people. And the more he attacked black people, the more white people were like, okay, we'll let you back in. Same thing with Ben. Ben is going downhill, my understanding. This is my understanding. And what's the biggest thing out there he can do to get back in good with you guys after him and Candace had their little out? Let's go attack black people. What's the biggest thing out there about black people? George Floyd. If you want to get in good with your people again, go attack George Floyd. It's like I told you guys. I don't make one. My wife will tell you, I can show you. I don't make one dime for what I do. I do this because I enjoy doing it. I do this because I got information and I like to give you information, and I like to tell people what I think. I don't make one dime from this. One dime. I just got on. I just figured out how to get on YouTube. But before, true story, before I had two things happen to me. I had I had some people who said, why don't you get on board with like everybody else and, tell your story about the black community. And I knew what they meant by that. Be a Candace Owens. You can, and this is exactly what they said to me. You can make money from that. If I was to go around and I was to dump on the black community, they told me point blank, you can make money from that. I'm not kidding. Then I had a radio station call me up. Rev, we want to get you. We're having podcast this, and we want to get more voices out there, and blah 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 blah. Right. But this is before I got this opportunity before I start talking about Republicans, because before the Democrats were in charge, the Democrats was doing this here, right? And I was on the Democrats. But the second I start talking about Republicans, it was, maybe we're going to hold off for a little bit on you. I never heard from the station again. That's why I say I cannot put myself in a position to where I'm about a party. I just can't do it because I see how this stuff works. I see how it works. I could, like I said, I could make a lot of money, but in order to make that money, I would have to dog my own community. I have to say bad things about my community to make another group of people feel good, because that's what Candace Owens did. Candace Owens dogged the black community, and the white people who made her rich loved what she said. See, I go all the way back to Larry Elders. I go all the way. See, Candace Owens wasn't the first. You got Larry Elders. You got Jesse Lee Peterson. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on now. The problem is when I give you facts, that's when everybody goes, I don't listen to him no more. He gives too many facts. But those two, I was just to name a couple two, dogged the black community and made money from white people. That's what happened. That's the truth. I had every opportunity to do that. No, I say things. The reason I can say the things that I say about my community is because what I do in the community. Larry Elders ain't never, like I said, I came up with him, ain't never done a thing for the community. Jesse Lee Peters ain't never done a thing for the community. Candace Owens ain't never done a thing for the community. C.J. Pearson ain't never done a thing for the community. Rod Smith ain't never done a thing for the community. Half them black people that was up there at that White House during the Black History Month ain't never done anything for the community. That's why people call them coons. You can't go buck dancing, but you're not in the community helping and doing the things in the community. You just can't not do that. That's why when you hear another black person call somebody coon, is because they are not doing anything for the community. But yet they're going to get the rewards. They're going to go to, like, I'm sitting there going, you know what I do not only for the black community, but also for the white community. Why wasn't I invited to the White House? Why didn't Trump call me up and say, hey, Rev, I know what you do. I see what you do. I hear what you do. I want to invite you to the White House. I can tell you why. Because he know I'm not that type Negro. I'm not buck dancing unless you're going to be dancing with me. Unless we're going to be doing something. See, everybody always talking about black people on the plantation for the Democrats. Same thing. I'm just showing you. You don't have to. Yeah, I'm not asking. Again, I know what I know how this works. My voice resonates with some and don't with others. But I'm showing you exactly how this works. I can guarantee you I could have went in that room and pointed to you everybody that is not in the black community. So if you're going to be in the community, be in the community. But if you're not, don't go get the rewards just because of the things that you say about the community. When you hate on the community, that's when you get called a coon. So I believe this is a ploy with Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro says, my numbers are going down. But if I talk about the George Floyd case, and if I say George Floyd should be, Derek Chauvin should be pardoned, I'm going to get a lot more people on board with me. And they're going to start listening to me again. That's how this happens. And that's what's going on right now. Because Ben and Elon Musk, because Elon had something to say about it too. Elon got all this money. Elon could easily be out here going, hey, I'm going to go to Minneapolis. Because I remember when Donald Trump had his first term, and Donald Trump sent Mike Pence to Minneapolis. No, this happened. Look it up. Like I said, I ain't telling you nothing that you can't look up yourself. Donald Trump sent Mike Pence to Minneapolis. Mike Pence then came to Minneapolis and made promises to black business. And then he disappeared and we never saw him again. Nor did Donald Trump come into the black community any point in time when he was campaigning and say, you know what? I made a mistake by sending Mike Pence. I realize nothing has been done, but I, as president, is going to get something done. Never seen that happen. That never happened. And the black businesses are either closed or they're doing something online. They're not in brick and mortar buildings like they were before the riots happened. But Mike Pence was here. Elon Musk could do that. He talking about cutting this and cutting that. Come on to Minneapolis. So I'll show you what you can cut, and then you take that money and you put it to these black businesses so we can open up. You give us the opportunities to open up business in our own community because the banks won't. The Democrats are not helping black people to open up business in their own community, but everybody else can come into the black community. I can tell you this. Hold on. I know everybody always talk about, oh, he just talking. How he know? Because there was a building that I tried to buy right there in the black community, right down the street from my church. Tried to buy it. They did everything they possibly could do to tell me that I could not buy this building. And then they ended up selling it to somebody who is not even in the community. That happened. They will not listen to me when I tell you the banks and everybody, there's a stopgap for some reason of buying. And I got damn good credit. I'm talking damn good credit. I can walk into a car lot and they won't point me over to the used cars. But we can't buy buildings in our own community to start to help our own community. Because they realize if we started business in these communities and economically we put money into those, it'll be like a Black Wall Street. And the Democrats don't want that. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. The Democrats don't want us not dependent on them, not dependent on the government. Why would they help us get our own leg up? Why would the Democrats help us tie our bootstraps? See how I did that? Republicans, See how I tie our bootstraps. But Ben Shapiro and Elon Musk don't realize what type of powder keg. If you think the powder keg that went off when George Floyd lost his life was big, what Ben Shapiro and Elon Musk is trying to do right now is trying to put together a nuclear warhead. A nuclear warhead. I'm talking in every facet of the way. I'm talking race wars. I'm talking just flat out hating. I'm talking riots. I'm talking, you name it. If y'all think, you ever see that, some of y'all are probably not old enough, or some of y'all can remember this. And this is what would scare me if they let George Floyd out. You remember the truck driver? His name was Reggie Denning. You remember him? Remember what happened to him when the Rodney King beatings happened? Remember they were saying, you take one, you get one of ours, we get one of yours. When they drugged that man out of that truck and beat that white man right in the middle of the street, and nobody was able to help him. That is what Elon Musk and Ben Shapiro is asking for. Y'all don't have to believe me. That's fine. But what I'm telling you is this here. And I've made this plain and clear. Anytime I talk about Derek Chauvin, George Floyd did not have to die. He did not have to die when I said it. See, a lot of y'all just sit behind your computers. Like you wasn't there before it happened. You wasn't there when it happened, and you wasn't there at the end. I was there before it happened. I was there when it happened. I was there, and what I mean there is on the ground. When I went up to the Capitol, right? Look it up, y'all. Like I said, everything I'm telling you. When I went up to the Capitol, and I warned them, yes, I did, because Philando Castile was the guy. That's when all of this, everything that happened during George Floyd was supposed to have been when that cop who murdered Philando Castile and the white people let him off here in Minnesota. When he murdered that boy sitting in a car with his girlfriend in the passenger seat and his baby in the back. And like we all sat here and said, did that cop really think this man was going to have a shootout with him, with his girlfriend here and his baby? He really, that this boy was that ignorant to have a shootout with him, with his girlfriend here and his baby in the back. That's how ignorant this cop thought he was, that the cop pulled his gun and shot this boy over and over and over. He's gonna hold on. Let me add one other piece to this. There was another cop on the other side of the car. So this one cop says to himself that Philando Castile was going to shoot him with his girlfriend, his baby, and another cop, to the point that he had to shoot Philando Castile and kill him. The cop thought this Philando was that ignorant. He shoots this boy, kills this boy, and he walked. Because it was back to blue no matter what. And now, you got a white cop who decided that even though they told him to roll this man over, I'm not doing it. You got a white cop that even though people were screaming and yelling and telling them to get off of him, whether he was on his neck or whether he's on his back, the cop was like, I ain't doing it. Why? Because Derek Chauvin showed no compassion. Derek Chauvin thought the system that has gotten him off of so many other things was going to get him off again. But here is the deal with that. Whether Derek's knee was in this dude's neck or not, Derek Chauvin was the guy. That's the part that nobody understands. He was the guy. He was the guy. He was the guy. He was the guy that the system, the same system that has put Philip Vance, that railroaded Philip Vance, and the black man is right now sitting in Rush City. That system, that very system that railroaded that black man, and he's sitting in Rush City, Philip Vance right now, that system is the same system that put Derek Chauvin in jail. And if that system put black men in jail and they're guilty, then that system put Derek Chauvin in jail and he's guilty. Fix the system. So Ben Shapiro, if you want to get with me and we fix the system, so therefore black men are not going to prison when they're 16 years old and they've been railroaded by the cops, when they're Melvin Hayes, when they're Myron Burrells, when they're Philip Vances. When you want to get with me to fix the system, let me know, brother. But don't come around talking about let's pardon this man, who the same system railroaded many and many and many a black men, but you stood behind the blue no matter what. Yeah, you did. All of you did. But now they got one of yours. And now you want to say the blue lied on the stand. The blue lied on the, he didn't get a fair trial in this system. Tell you what you do. If you got Netflix, seriously, what I want you to do is I want you to watch this show. It's called Trial 4. It's about the young man that they've been trying for years. It's about the young man that they've been trying for years to hang this murder on him of the cop that was in Boston. Seriously. Go. I want you to go. I want Ben Shapiro to look at this here TV show. It's Netflix called Trial 4. And see how the police have tried everything they possibly can to railroad this young man. So if we're going to talk about how bad the system is, where do you want to start, Ben Shapiro? Let me know where you want to start. I'll start anywhere you want. But don't be no hypocrite, young man. Don't pick and choose. Because the same system that railroaded Derek, railroaded Melvin Hayes, railroaded Philip Vance, railroaded Myron Burrell, and many other black men that are out there right now. There's a man right now sitting in prison in in New York. His name is Dexter Taylor, black man. That's sitting in prison for 10 years for putting together a firearm. The Democrats railroaded this man, used a system that wasn't right. Listen, check this out. Ben Shapiro, Elon Musk, the Democrats in New York told Dexter Taylor, told his lawyer, that you cannot use the Second Amendment to defend yourself on a gun charge. They railroaded this black man, Ben Shapiro. There's 10 years. I have him on this show every Sunday night. He's sitting behind bars. Because he didn't sell it. He never even shot the fire. And that's the thing that gets me about it. He never even shot the firearm he put together. And he was sold out by the Democrats. So Ben Shapiro, there you go, bro. Now, again, I've not one time said that Derek murdered George Floyd. I believe he assisted in the death of George. Whether he put his knee on him, on his neck, back, shoulder, legs, torso, fingers, whatever. When that cop told him to roll him over, hold on now, because I carry Narcan in my vehicle, and I know what it looks like when somebody is overdosing. Trust me, I've seen hundreds of them. When I'm down feeding the homeless, I've got to be ready, because at any point in time, in any of those, somebody will be overdosed. I know what it looks like, man. I don't know if you do, Ben. I don't know, Ben, if you've ever took the cap off of Narcan and then pumped it in somebody's chest. I don't know if you have ever done that before, Ben. But the last thing I would do if somebody can't breathe or not breathing is continuously sit on them. There was a time, if you go back and look at the video, Ben, when he stopped moving, Ben, and then the cop, the very cop that should have never, Lang should have never went to jail. Ever. That cop should have never been in jail. That's the one. If you really want, if you want to do something, Ben, get in touch with Officer Lang and sue the hell out of Minneapolis for him, because he should have never, ever been put in jail. But the rest of them, no, Ben, I can't walk with you on this one, because the minute George stopped moving, and we can all see it on video, Ben, so let's not act like it's not there. But when George stopped moving and that kid said, let's roll him over, had Derek got off of him and rolled him over and realized that he wasn't breathing, then things would be done different. I can guarantee you that. Only thing people were looking for Derek to do is have some type of compassion. Some type of compassion. Derek couldn't do that, because Derek was relying on the very system that has gotten so many cops off to save him from whatever he does, however he do it, whom he ever do it to. You know that as well as I do, Ben. You're a smart kid, I can tell. But this tree you're trying to bark up, Ben Shapiro, isn't the right tree right now. It isn't. We don't, look, bro. They look at Trump as being a racist. They say it all the time. Even the governor here. The governor here calls him a racist. We don't need to get something started. We don't. So you can do and you can say whatever you're going to do and whatever you're going to say. You're going to do it anyway because you need the ratings. I know that. You know that. It's not good. I'm telling you it's not good. I'm telling you we don't need to go. We shouldn't be going down this road. Because if that's all you worried about is one white man in jail and you think the justice system screwed him, and I'm worried about 5 or 6 or 7 black men in jail and the justice system has screwed them. I stopped by a meeting tonight. Slavery in Minnesota. How do we stop that? And what do they mean by that? They got so many black men in prison right now making 25 cents an hour. If you want to fight something, Ben, come up and help us fight to get these men a little bit more money, a little bit more time on the phones, a little bit more money to be able to use when they go into the cafeteria to buy stuff. If you really, really want to put your mouth and your money and who you are to some use, Ben Shapiro, let's do some work. Don't be like them black people who Trump invited to the White House. They went up there and got all of the joys and the escalate and all this here for being black, but they don't do nothing, Ben, for the black community. That's why I was sitting there going, if everything that I do, the time I put in, why was I not invited to the White House? The difference between me and them is I'm out doing the work, so I can't be on here all the time dogging my people. Now, when my people do bad, I'm the first person that I get in trouble all the time. Black people always get on me. Oh, you're peddling white supremacy. I'm peddling white supremacy when I got a dude. When we got people in the community just the other day where they shot this dude at a rapper at a car wash. Not only did they kill the rapper, but they killed his 5-year-old daughter. Animals. See, when we catch them people, this is what I would do. So, hold on. Trump, if you want to do something, if you really want to do something, I tell you what you do. Watch this here. Them boys that shot that baby and killed that rapper. See, if we bring back public hangings, see, the problem is we don't have that visual of what would happen to people when they do stuff like that. I know, yeah. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble with what I'm saying. I know that. I realize, but you know what? I don't care. Because if you can make me understand how we're gonna sit back as a community and let these here thugs run around here and kill a 5-year-old baby, then I'll say you right. But until then, I'm not the one to mess with. I'm not the one to mess with. So when they find these thugs who shot that and killed that baby, if they are the ones, take them to City Hall, build up one of them galleys, get some sandbags, and then pull this lever. Let people watch it live on TV. I'm not, y'all think I'm joking. I'm not. I'm tired of this. I'm tired. The same thing with you know what? I'm not going to go there tonight. I'm past my time. Boy, I was about to get into something that really was about to get me in trouble. I'm past my time. It's been an hour. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming hanging out. Hey, did y'all like my new, I tell you, look, it's taking me a while to do this here stuff. And I know you're sitting there going, Rev, you know how slow you are. Because I'm old, people. I don't make no bones about that. I'm old, and there's days that I'm sick that I don't feel like doing anything. But Winnie, and I'll tell you about her show too. But Winnie did my new logo get up thing for my show that I got that's the first time I broke that out was tonight. So if you saw that, that's the first time she just finished it. Just finished it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So she's really good at that type of stuff. And I've been looking for somebody to help me with a few things who are more technical than I am. Unfortunately, I don't have, I guess everybody has the same technical abilities that I have because nobody has stepped up and said, hey, ever since my son left, because he has to work certain hours now. I don't have the opportunity to bug him about doing a lot of this stuff so I have to learn it myself. So I'm learning it slowly but surely. Like I told you, I bought this thing here. I thought it was pretty cool. It's got all these here lights and buttons and all this here type of stuff that I can push stuff on here, and it does all that there type of stuff. Yeah. Anyway, but I bought this thing, and it can do more than that, but I haven't figured it out yet. And as soon as I figure it out, man, I'm gonna be a bad somebody, man. Y'all gonna be like, this dude is cool. He's cool. He's cooler now than he was before. But anyway, fam, hey, we're going to end the night like this here, realizing and recognizing and understanding that we serve a God that is good and a God that is good all the time. No matter what you've done, no matter how you've done it, no matter who you've done it to, no matter what you've said, seen, or saw, right? No matter what you have given somebody that wasn't right, even when your energy is not up during the day. We serve an awesome, mighty God, a God that will turn things around like you would not believe, that he'd take you when you're dirty and make you whiter than snow. We serve a God that will put you on a potter's wheel and make you brand new. But you say, Rev, what do I got to do? You got to give him your heart, your mind, your spirit, and your soul. You got to give him that faith, that true faith that's out there, that even though you can't see it, it's there. You got to believe that his only begotten son laid down on 2 sticks for you. You got to believe that his only begotten son took a nail in this hand, a nail in this hand. You got to believe that he took a nail in his feet and he put a cast of thorns on his head. You got to believe that when they raised him up, that he was between heaven and earth, suspended. I'm just telling you. You got to believe that he died on the cross and his blood ran down that cross for you and me. You got to believe they took him down and put him in a borrowed tomb, a tomb that wasn't even his. It didn't have a name on it, a number on it. And you got to believe that when he rose up with all power in his hand. So when you're going through it, when your trials and tribulations are at your back door, when you got the man at the front door, and you don't know which way to run, but then you realize that I got a God that I can walk through the valley of the shadow of death and I fear no evil. And that's the way you run. You run to the light. That God, mighty God, precious God, an on-time God, a God that will make sure that things go right in your life. That God is I'm talking about. That will give you his grace and his mercy no matter what you've done. And just because of that and that alone, y'all should have a smile on your face. And y'all know what we do with those smiles. We go out and we smile at somebody, so somebody smile back at you. Hey, fam, I'm out. Peace. I appreciate you. I'm 15 minutes over? Oh, my goodness. 15 minutes over. Totally my fault. I'll give it back to you the next time you come hang out with me. But thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon. Talk to you later. Hey, and go to my Facebook. My YouTube. Go to my YouTube page. You can go to @TimmyChristopher / J8T. That's my YouTube. So go on over there and hang out for a little bit. Check it out and subscribe over there. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, and we'll more than like, oh, no, I'm not going to see you on Friday. I got to go have dinner with my oldest son. So I probably will not be on Friday. So we'll probably see you coming up on Monday. Sunday. If Dexter Taylor call on Sunday. So we'll be right back here on Sunday. And hopefully maybe we can get Ben Shapiro in the room so he can cut out this nonsense and start helping people who really need help. And helping people who can actually put his fingers on and touch them. So Ben, I invite you to come hang out with us on Sunday. If you can make it, I don't know if you even care. I don't know. Or if you're one of those that just like to stir up trouble for no reason. But we'll see, man. We'll talk to you later. I'm out, fam. Peace.